Creator Claudine Francois and the founder of In Good Clean Taste. I am dedicated to helping women entrepreneurs design a healthy lifestyle by incorporating healthy, delicious tools, tips, and resources that empower their inner and outer game. Every episode, my featured guest and I share our healthy, delicious lifestyle journey on my globally recognized show, Healthy, Delicious Lifestyle with Claudine. Hello and welcome. Thank you so much for being here on Healthy, Delicious Lifestyle with Claudine, glitches and all. We are going to have some fun today because we are going to be talking about one of my favorite things with an absolute fabulous lady. And I just know you're going to love today's topic. As an aside, if you're ever interested in finding more about me, my products, and my services, you can always check those out at ingoodcleantaste.com. Now, today's topic is how to design fresh food storage with Marian Taylor. I'm going to bring her up from the green room in a minute, but first I'm going to tell you a little bit about this wonderful woman. So Marian Taylor is a success-driven entrepreneur, live stream host, speaker, and founder of the Marian Way. Her mission is to support busy people in living a simple and beautiful lifestyle. I think we all need that. As a professional downsizer and relocation specialist for over 10 years, Marian knows firsthand what it takes to help her clients let go of their excess with her time-tested tools, tips, and solutions. Marian is also a good food ambassador and offers her clients gluten-free and clean mealtime solutions. Can I get an amen? She shares simple meal, wellness, home decor, and beauty solutions, the Marian Way. How cool does that sound? Oh my gosh. Let us bring her up. Super excited for you to meet her because she's going to do some demo for us today. Welcome, Marian.
Hi, Claudine. It's such a pleasure to be here.
Oh my gosh, so excited to have you. And I'm going to ask you the first thing that I ask all of my guests, which is what does a healthy, delicious lifestyle mean to you?
Oh, wow. A healthy, delicious lifestyle provides me with the energy and the vitality to live a well life so that I can live a life free of illness and not on prescription drugs. That's my goal.
Oh my gosh, so good, right? Because so many people we know as we get older, the drugs start piling on, right? And it's like you got to take the one to counteract the effects of the other, and it just snowballs. So I love that. That is awesome. So cool. All right. So we talked a little bit earlier, and there are some really cool tips that you're going to share with our community. And the first one we talked about was your healthy and delicious lifestyle share. Use food storage tricks to extend the freshness of foods to last 2 to 3 times longer and save money. Now, I don't know about you, but I think most people around here want to make their food last longer. There's like nothing worse than going to the grocery store, stocking up, and then at the end of the week, you have like mushy vegetables in your container, right?
Right. I mean, that is actually what caused me to come up with food saving solutions because I was so tired of spending my time going to the grocery store, getting healthy salad mixes and other produce. And then by the time I was ready to use it midweek, I was throwing it away because it was a soggy,
Right?
awful
Oh,
mess.
the worst. The absolute worst. Yes, I love that.
Right.
I feel
You know, sorry, not only was I throwing away food, but I was throwing away money. I mean, who can afford to throw away your
that's
groceries
true, right?
nowadays?
Because you're buying them for a reason. Theoretically, you want to eat them, you want to include them in a recipe. So if they aren't good by the end of the week, you're going to have to make something else, which means you've basically thrown that money. You've thrown the money away along with the dead produce, right?
Right. As well as the time I spent at the grocery store. Now I have to go back and start all
Yes.
over
Oh my
again.
gosh. And yeah, I'm so glad that you're going to share with us some of your tricks, because like when I work with my Radiant women, that's one of the things. We're doing food prep at the beginning of the week, and it's like, how do I save some of this produce so that it lasts throughout the week? Because if you're going to cut it, it makes it even harder to keep it. So I'm really excited about your second tip, which is to extend the life of your fresh produce. Remove all food products from the plastic store wrapper, and as soon as you arrive home from the grocery store. So tell me, show us some of your tricks. Like, show us what you're doing when you are bringing home food from the grocery store. I'm really excited to see what you're doing, because I know that you have some special tricks up your sleeve that you're able to. We just talked a minute ago. You're able to store things and keep them freshly cut a lot longer than I am. So tell us all about it.
Right. So, the biggest part when you go to the grocery store, most of your produce comes in a plastic wrapper. And what happens is that causes your produce to sweat. And when it sweats, then it goes into a slimy mess. So, and not only, so what I do is as soon as I get home from the grocery store, I take it out of these plastic containers. So as you can see, not only is this such a waste, but this also takes up valuable storage space in my refrigerator. I mean, you can never find anything because all this keeps getting pushed to the back of the refrigerator. So what I found is by putting fresh produce in a glass container with a beautiful lid, it doesn't sweat. For instance, I have put the spring mix in here. Now, when I buy the packaged goods at the store, and I don't do this, sometimes, we do run out of time, but, or I get lazy, it only lasts 2 days. By putting it tightly, I pack it in here really tight. By putting it in here, putting a very tight sealed lid on, it's going to last me most likely till I go to the grocery store again at the end of the week. So I would say 2.5 times longer than if I don't get it in the jars.
Oh my gosh, that's so smart. And I'm going to share. So I have some of these as well. And actually, I'm going to link to some jars that people can use, because I, like you, I like the wide mouth ones. So I'll save. This must have been like, I don't know, some kind of applesauce or maybe, no, I think this was an olive container, but I'll save ones. But also, like, if you're going to do this, I often buy extras because I also make things to give people. And it's nice to give them something like this. And the lids, I'm going to hold this close to the camera. The lids are this lovely bamboo, and they have this nice sealing mechanism. Is this silicone or something?
It makes a nice tight seal so that, I don't know, remember when you buy regular canning jars, you get the metal lids and the cap that fits with it.
Yeah.
And turn into, when you wash them, they get all rusty and they get ugly. This way, these stay beautiful and it makes your food look so much better. When you see these jars in your refrigerator, you want to eat healthy food. And you're getting vertical storage instead of storage this way. So you actually can get more in your refrigerator. So I have my lettuce here that I don't do anything with my lettuce. I just stick it in the jar. So it's pre-washed. If you buy lettuce that needs washed, you can wash it, but it must be dried before you put it in the jar. Same thing with strawberries. I don't wash them. I wash them as I eat them. I have green beans, the broccoli. And I don't just do it for produce. I do it for my pantry. I put my nuts and my flowers in there. I also, put my soups. Like if I make a vegetable soup during the week, I'll store it right in these jars. I just have found that the glass jars just make my food taste better, look better, and it just is so much easier and pretty in my refrigerator.
That's so nice. And I'm going to show this picture that's on, if someone goes to your website to buy those lids, you can see this beautiful picture I think these are bell peppers and some berries and all kinds of things, right? I think pasta maybe, and they might even be
Right.
spiralized. Let's see. Hold on.
Now, if you're going to do the bell peppers or anything that you're going to cut, you have to wash it first. And I do it in a vinegar and water solution. Usually 1 cup of water, 1 cup of vinegar, and I use apple cider vinegar to 4 cups of water. And I just let that soak for about 15 to 20 minutes. I dry it, and then I go ahead and cut it. And it's great because when I'm busy and I get home and I just want to throw a salad together, I will always throw a salad together when it's already prepped and ready to go. You know,
right?
if I have to go home and start chopping vegetables, I'm not going to eat a salad. So this
Yes.
keeps me on track to maintain my healthy lifestyle and the way I want to eat.
Yes. And okay, first of all, I love the idea. I would have never thought of putting salad in these jars. So thank you for every time I talk to you, I learn something. I love to put mixed greens in there.
You can actually do your whole salad in a jar. I teach a class called salad in a jar, and where we gather together as a group, and we actually make 4 or 5 jars of salad so that you have that ready to go for lunch every day.
So nice.
It makes healthy eating so much easier, and you save so much time. It might take a little time to do the prep work, but oh my gosh, it's so worth it in the end because you stay in your healthy lifestyle mode instead of stopping at the drive-through and grabbing a salad where you don't know where that food came from.
Right. Well, and I appreciate what you're saying. It might take a little bit of time, but in my 3-2-1 done meal planning program, it's 1 hour of prep for the whole week,
Right.
which is really a lot less than you would spend if you were to make dinner every night anyway.
And you probably spend 20 minutes in the drive-through.
That's true. Okay. Did we talk about bell peppers yet? Because you said to wash them and then dry them.
I put them in the vinegar bath. Then I go ahead and I cut them and I take the seeds out and everything. And I actually slice them so that they're ready to go for either on a salad. And then if I need it in a recipe, I can chop them. And it takes seconds to chop. They're already clean. They're already ready. I just have to, do a little bit of chop. So
yes, I love that.
And I'm okay with mixing colors.
Me too. I'm okay with mixing the colors. Yeah. So you told me those last how long? A week?
They'll last. Mine always last till the end of the week. So I always go grocery shopping on the weekends right before trash day. My trash day is on Monday. So what's great is I can get all the trash out of the house. I can put all that in the recycle bin. And I feel like I'm much more accomplished when I do that extra step. So Saturday is the day that I clean my refrigerator, make my grocery list. I go grocery shopping on Sunday and I do my prep on Sunday, and then the trash goes out on Monday. So it's just a routine that I have found that works for me. So sometimes, whenever your trash day is, back it up a couple of days and that can be your starting point.
Yes. And the phrase that comes to mind here is setting yourself up for success. I feel like that's what this is, right? You're setting yourself up for an easier week filled with things that you are actually going to enjoy, right?
Right, because as we all know, no matter if you're working in the house, out of the house, have family, your week can just go crazy in a minute. So if you do this little bit of work ahead, you're going to be so much further, and you're going to your mornings are going to go faster, your nighttime routines are going to go faster, and it's going to be great.
Yes, I feel like that's a healthy, delicious lifestyle moment right there. Like, make our lives easier. We all need something to make our lives easier, for sure.
Absolutely.
Yes. Yeah. Now, I see you have some pretty bowls there. Tell me about the bowls, because one of the things I have noticed for myself is if I have pretty things in the house, right? Like if I have nice storage solutions, if I have pretty bowls, pretty jars to put my produce in, that I am much more likely to use it. And I love seeing it in the fridge, and I'm much more likely to eat it. Like, I don't know. Is it just me? Am I the only one who likes beautiful things to
No, I mean, it's just like, why do we keep buying all those gadgets in the kitchen? Is because we want something fun and to make our cooking experience better. So yes, beautiful things are great. But not only is this my favorite bowl, and the reason it's my favorite bowl is I only store in glass containers. So I have lots of Corning dishes or Pyrex dishes that I love, but I just don't love the lids. I mean, I am constantly replacing these because they crack and they don't seal. And I've wasted so much money replacing these lids.
Yes.
So I love the silicone lids. These are silicone lids. They're flexible. They're not going to dry out and crack. And you can put them in the microwave, where you don't put hard plastic in the microwave.
No.
So you can cover your bowls. You can put it under your bowl so that you can pull it out if your bowl gets hot. You can use, and I have a small one too. You can use the small one. You can use this for a jar opening lid. I mean, I keep finding all different kinds of ways to use my silicone lids because they're easy and they're great.
Oh, that's so much fun. I love it. It's gorgeous. And look at how pretty everything looks sitting there on your counter.
And I love the purple, especially if you have family members in the household that need to be gluten-free. This can flag, because it's purple, that this is a gluten-free meal. So it's just another little tip that I use when I speak to the gluten-free groups.
Nice. I love it. So is purple like the universal symbol for gluten-free?
I'm not 100% sure. There's because there's celiac and there's also gluten intolerance groups. It just stands apart from any of the other colors.
Gotcha. Okay. So do the bowls come in other colors? They only come in the purple?
No, they only come in this color. The company I represent, this is their brand color. So that's what they have.
Gotcha. I love it. Well, and kind of just to tack on to what we were saying earlier about like setting aside 1 to 2 hours, depending on what you're making, right? 1 to 2 hours a week for meal prep will make your week a breeze. So like in my meal planning program, the 3-2-1 Done, in my Glowing Woman program, both of them are set up so that you have that time, either an hour or two, depending what you're doing, to do what you're talking about, to get yourself your food kind of ready to go, so that it's either already prepared and you can just eat it, or you literally are just tossing it together, like you said, with your salads, to make your life easier. Because here's the thing I've noticed, and you can tell me if this has happened in your life, where like you have the best intentions for making a meal at the end of the day, but then like your day gets insane and you end up being somewhere an hour longer than you thought you were going to be. And by the time you get home, you're exhausted. You don't have the energy to make this. Do you ever notice that? I feel like I have a lot of women that happens to in my practice.
Absolutely. That is one of the other reasons, other than wasting food costs and the money on food. It was time. I was, I was too tired when I got home from work, and it was so easy just to go to the pantry and grab something that you really don't want to eat, but you're starving. So, and then the other thing I love, at the end of the week, when the jars have gone way down, I take all the leftovers and I just throw it into a big stir fry. So I do onions and peppers and whatever other produce that would work for a stir fry.
That's so good. Now tell me, I know you had cucumbers there. How long will the cucumbers last in your jar? Because you slice them in rounds, right?
I did. So I have the mini ones. These, I don't buy anything. I buy everything in season or US. So these were the only cucumbers available right now, or Canada, that I could purchase. The rest are coming in from Mexico. So I do use local US, and then Canadian if I have to. But so I chop these, and if I'm having a salad every day, I will probably use this down pretty quick. But it should last you 4 or 5 days cut.
That's awesome. And I will
And
just
another,
say the reason why you're saying Canada is because you are very local to Canada. Like you could like wave at the
yes.
Canadians, whereas like I could wave at Mexico. So for me, Mexico's practically local.
Right. Well, it depends on your geographics. Another tip that if you're finding things are sweating, you can just put a paper towel on top, and it'll absorb some of that excess moisture.
So nice. So nice. I love these. As a matter of fact, I had, you know this, but so you had given me some and then I wanted more because I was like, I need more. And these are the wide mouth ones, but they also come in the regular size. But I wanted more of the wide mouth. And so I put them on my Christmas list and my parents bought them for me, which was really sweet because I got another set, which I love.
So here you can see the difference. Because I downsize seniors, every time they have mason jars they want to get rid of, I grab them. And some of these are in beautiful colors. This is a light blue, and then this is a turquoise one. So I love the different colors. It just makes your kitchen pretty. And so let me show you. This is the difference in the size. Get this. See how tight they get. Swear to God. So this is the regular, they call this the regular size, and this is the wide mouth. So I prefer the wide mouth for vegetables because you can, put your hand in it, where this, for seeds, you just pour it out.
Oh, so nice. And I'm going to link to some of these jars in the show notes because I always need more. Now tell me about freezing. Will you freeze with those lids on? If you were to freeze like soup and you wanted to freeze it?
So my other backup for freezing and for liquids, the Mason Jar Company does make a screw cap plastic lid. And that's the only time I will use that is for liquids and freezing. When you freeze in a mason jar, you just have to make sure you give it enough head space. So don't come up any further than this top ridge.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to be careful when you thaw it out. My husband thinks you put it in hot water and it'll thaw it fast. All that does is break the jar. So you really cannot.
It's true. I've done that.
Not put it in hot water if it's frozen. But yeah, you can freeze mason jars. I do not recommend putting them in the microwave, however.
No. Yeah. And my problem is that I tend to realize the morning or even like right before lunch that that's the thing I want is the thing that's in the freezer. So yeah, I'll start by like putting water over it.
Well, one of the Marian Way tips is during your nighttime routine is to get your recipes and your food ready for the next day ahead of time. So before you go to bed, pull that jar out of the freezer.
So smart, so smart. Yes. And if I had my lunchtime meal plan in place, I would have been smart enough to take it out the night before. Sometimes I am. I love using these also for overnight oats because I'm a big fan of overnight oats. I make a high protein version. I know some people don't like just quote unquote carbs in the morning. So I'll put protein powder in mine. But I love having them in a smaller version.
Right. They have all different size jars, these are just the ones I have out, but I love the short ones and even the short ones for making salad dressing.
Yeah.
You can take one of your frothers for your milk or coffee and just do that in the little jar, and it whips up your salad dressing.
You're so smart. I would have never thought of that. Oh my gosh. I'm like, frother for coffee. I would have maybe used a whisk, but that would take longer, right? The frother would be.
Yeah, it's a mini whisk. You just press the button and it's done.
So smart. I'm glad to have you around. And just in case we couldn't see earlier, because I feel like my little word thing covered it up. This is the bowl that you have with the beautiful silicone lids. And the nice thing about glass, I will tell you from personal experience, is like if I'm going to prep onions or something that's very fragrant ahead of time, I cannot stand it when my Tupperware smells like or tastes like onion. And the reason I say taste is because my husband doesn't have like really good taste buds, bless his heart. And so he'll put something like onions in a plastic Tupperware, and then we'll put fruit in it. Okay, onion flavored pineapple is the worst. Okay, like I have to say, it's not great.
I will just do a whole jar full of a full onion, and so that's ready to go for cooking. My husband, I'm still working on him. He loves Ziploc bags. Everything he does goes into a Ziploc bag. So when he's not looking, I dump it all into a mason jar.
Yeah, and I have kids, and for their lunches,
put my hand in it.
Yeah, I know. I'm still trying to. I know that there are some silicone pouches you can get for my kids' lunches. I have some of those, but yeah, if we could get rid of plastic Ziploc bags, we'd be doing ourselves a big service for sure.
In the environment too.
That's what I mean. Like, where are they all going? They're just sitting there for years and years and years. Yeah, so I love this because not only is this practical, it's sustainable, it's pretty, like it ticks all the boxes, right?
Our ancestors were so smart.
How did they know? I know. I actually have. Oh shoot! I wish I had thought to bring it. I have a picture of my grandmother in her cellar with like all of her jarred stuff, right? Because they would jar everything in the summer and they would have it all winter long. She was in Wisconsin, so this cold cellar, and they were. Unfortunately, they didn't have bamboo lids, but they did use the jars. So it's awesome. Right. Oh my gosh, Marian, this is so great. I love all the tips. I just love the meal prep. And it's so wonderful to like get your take on things, because like I spent a lot of time in the kitchen. I shouldn't say all my time. I spent some time in the kitchen, and I don't know this stuff. So I'm so grateful that you're sharing these tips with us.
And I'm grateful for you too, because I learn from you every day.
Oh, you're so sweet. We're a good team. Good team.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, it has been an absolute pleasure having you today. Thank you so much for sharing this wealth of information. I will definitely be linking to the products so people can check them out. I'm going to drop you in the green room, and I will see you in a minute. Go ahead and grab a mocktail. All right. Oh my gosh, wasn't she absolutely fantastic? I learned so much today. And I will be sure to link to those lids, to the wonderful jars, to the bowls, so that you can check them out. I know I'm going to definitely be getting myself some more, because I could always use more, right? Thank you so much for joining us. And I want to remind you to think about how you are going to create a healthy, delicious lifestyle for yourself today. And until then, be sure to join me for another episode of Healthy, Delicious Lifestyle with Claudine next Monday at 9 a.m. Pacific and 11 a.m. Central. Have a healthy, delicious lifestyle. See you soon. Thank you for joining me today. You can learn more about me, my products, and services at ingoodcleantaste.com. Be sure to join me for another episode every Monday at 9 a.m. Pacific or 11 a.m. Central Standard Time on my globally recognized show, Healthy, Delicious Lifestyle with Claudine.